The gleaming glass doors of the Zenith Tower didn't usually admit people like Martin. Clad in a tattered coat and carrying the scent of a long winter, he sat huddled near the entrance, seeking nothing more than a moment's reprieve from the biting wind. Victor, a mid-level executive with a perfectly pressed suit and a sole to match his starched collar, marched toward the entrance. He tripped slightly over Martin's outstretched foot. "Watch it, you parasite!" Victor barked, looking down at his polished leather shoes. "This is a place of business, not a landfill. People like you shouldn't even be allowed on this block." Martin looked up, his eyes tired but watchful. "I'm just resting my legs, sir. I'll be gone soon." "You'll be gone now," Victor sneered, kicking Martin's tattered bag into the gutter. "You're an eyesore. Some of us actually contribute to society. You're just a drain on the sidewalk." Before Victor could continue his tirade, a hand gripped his shoulder. It belonged to Ethan, a man in a faded hoodie carrying a bag of groceries. "That's enough," Ethan said, his voice steady but firm. Victor scoffed. "And who are you?" "His lawyer." "Stay out of this, pal. He's loitering." "He's a human being," Ethan countered, stepping between them. He reached down, picked up Martin's bag from the wet pavement, and handed it back to the old man. "If his presence bothers your ego that much, maybe you're the one who should walk a different way. There's plenty of room on the sidewalk." Victor flashed a look of pure disgust. "Birds of a feather, I suppose. Enjoy the trash." He straightened his tie and vanished into the lobby, muttering about low-class interference. Ethan knelt beside Martin. "You okay, Pops? Don't mind him." Some people forget where they came from. He reached into his grocery bag, pulled out a warm sandwich, and pressed it into Martin's hands. Martin looked at the sandwich, then at Ethan. "Why did you help me? He could have made trouble for you." Ethan shrugged with a grin. "My mom always said the world is a circle. What you send out eventually finds its way back to your front door. Take care of yourself." With a final nod, Ethan continued on his way. Martin Sterling, the man the world knew as a titan of industry, sat alone on the cold concrete, holding a simple sandwich. He didn't build his global conglomerate by being naive. He had started with less than nothing. A hungry young man with worn-out shoes and a single audacious idea. He remembered the gnawing emptiness of his own stomach, but more than that, he remembered the sting of being invisible, of people looking through him as if he were a ghost. For months, he had felt a rot spreading through the heart of his company. The quarterly reports were glowing, but the whispers from the lower floors told a different story. A culture of fear, where ambition was a weapon and empathy was a weakness. His executives, insulated in their glass offices, presented him with polished data that showed a healthy, thriving workforce. But Martin knew that numbers could lie. Character, however, could not. So, he had shed his tailored suits and became a ghost once more. This culture audit wasn't for the board. It was for him. He needed to see the soul of his company with his own eyes. He remembered a rainy afternoon 30 years ago, when a construction worker, a total stranger, had shared a thermos of hot coffee and half his lunch, asking for nothing in return. That small act of grace had given Martin the strength to attend one more meeting, to make one more phone call, the one that changed his life forever. He looked at the sandwich in his hands, a mirror of that long-ago kindness. In Victor, he had seen the rot he feared, a man who measured human worth by the shine on their shoes. But in Ethan, he saw the antidote. He saw the character of the man who had saved him decades ago. He wasn't just looking for cruelty. He was searching for that spark of decency, the kind of leadership that couldn't be taught in a business school or measured on a spreadsheet. And he had just found it. 2 days later, Victor was buzzing with nervous energy. The mysterious CEO, Mr. Sterling, was personally reviewing the staff for a major promotion. The boardroom doors opened. Victor stood at attention, his best sycophantic smile ready. But the smile froze. At the head of the table sat the beggar from the sidewalk, now dressed in a charcoal grey suit that cost more than Victor's annual salary. Next to him, looking deeply confused but dressed in a new button-down shirt, was Ethan. "Mr. Victor," Martin said, his voice no longer tired but commanding. "I believe you were concerned about people who contribute to society." Victor's face turned a ghostly shade of white. I didn't know. "Sir, if I had known it was you—" "That's the problem, Victor," Martin interrupted, leaning forward. "Kindness shouldn't require a resume. You showed me exactly who you are when you thought I had nothing to offer you." Martin turned to Ethan. "And you, Ethan, you protected a stranger when it gained you nothing. That is the kind of leadership this company is missing." Victor was escorted out of the building that afternoon, his starched collar now limp with defeat. Meanwhile, Ethan was offered a position in the company's community outreach division, a role that came with a corner office and the chance to help people who, like Martin that day, just needed a little bit of grace. Thanks for watching, and remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories.